Deep in the hot jungles of the Congo in Africa, there once lived a man called Obi. He was a strange sort of fellow, always borrowing things, but never giving them back. People started calling him One Smile Obi, because he would always smile when asking to borrow money. But after that, he would avoid you, because he knew he owed something. Obi would go to visit people every day looking for food, but his hands were always empty. It was a tradition in the village to always offer a visitor food, and Obi liked that very much. One day, his sandals snapped. So Obi went to the best sandal maker in the village, Bobo, to borrow a new pair. But Obi never paid him for the sandals, and he didn't give them. Looking for food, but his hands were always empty. It was a tradition in the village too. People started. One day, his sandals snapped. So Obi went to the best sandal maker in the village, Bobo, to borrow a new pair. But Obi never paid him for the sandals, and he didn't give them back either. He loved to play the djembe drum around the big fires at night. But when his own drum got old and he needed a new one, he borrowed one from old Jambo and never gave that back either. That Obi has no heart, said Jambo one day to the whole village while Obi was away. He thinks only about himself and not about his brothers. He doesn't feel guilty and he forgets the needs of others. Everybody agreed with Jambo. They all knew One Smile Obi and his clever ways. If he owed you money and he saw you coming, he would just disappear like a snake in the grass. The oldest woman in the village was called Gogo, and she knew many things about herbs and plants and magic things about the forest. When she heard all of this, she said to them, "Next time Obi wants to borrow something, send him to me. I know what to do." Soon enough, Obi was back, smiling a big smile and asking to borrow money from someone. "Go see Gogo up on the hill," they said. "She has a gift for you." Obi was afraid to go there because Gogo was the Nganga and her hut was a little creepy. But nobody would give him the money he needed, so in the end he went. He couldn't say no to a gift either. There were strange smells in the air when he got to the hut. Inside it was dark and a pot was boiling on the fire. Obi smiled, but he also shivered as he greeted Gogo. "Ah, so One Smile Obi has come about his money problems," cackled the old woman as she stirred the pot. Obi was so nervous that he couldn't speak. He wanted to run away. "You must go and visit my friend, the lizard. He has your gift," she said, and pointed a bony finger towards the river. "There at the big flat rock is where he lives." She gave Obi something to drink and careful instructions about what to do, and he left. He walked down to the river and found the big flat rock and sat down to wait. Soon he was feeling sleepy. Then something very strange happened. A lizard crawled up, holding a heart-shaped berry in its mouth, and came up to Obi. It looked at him curiously for a long time, then dropped the berry and left. Obi took the berry and ate it, just as Gogo had told him to do. Suddenly, it was as if his heart opened up wide. He felt so happy there on the rock by the river, and he thought of all the good people in the village and how much he cared for them. Then he remembered all the things he had borrowed and never given back, and it felt like 1,000 needles were pricking him somewhere inside. He didn't know it, but he was feeling guilty for the first time in his life. For a long time, Obi sat there by the river as if in a dream. The little lizard who was watching slid off the rock and disappeared into the jungle. Obi went back to the village and started returning all the things he had borrowed. He gave back Jambo's drum, Bobo's sandals, and even some of the money he owed. People in the village couldn't believe the change, and they were very happy. Some even told Obi not to worry about paying back the money and gave it to him as a gift. He was different now, and soon he earned a new nickname, Big Smile Obi.